had some really good wins. The one that comes to mind is their first ever win, an overtime win against Woodstown. Was that last week or the week before, Mr. Kelly?
Yeah, fairly recently with that, yep.
So a real good start to the program. Was talking to Coach Quint Wiley today, and he's surprised by the start that they've had. But he said one thing about the kids is that they give a lot of effort, they don't quit, and they're getting better every day. And he said that's the main thing he's asking of them.
And this is what the girls went through a few years ago, Kevin. It started as a club team. This is their first year participating in the NJSIAA, and you don't know what you're going to get. You got new players out there for the first time doing their thing. The players are doing a pretty nice job of getting things done. And I'll tell you what, some of the names you're going to recognize. There's some athletic players out there for Sterling. I mean, one of them is a basketball player that we know was oh boy, that was a very good player. And just look down the list. There's some athletes out there.
Yeah, Mike Ermel just took up the sport a couple years ago. Obviously, we've seen him at basketball and soccer. He's got 10 goals. Jacob Spiritosa was a kid that Coach Wiley really talked a lot about. The freshman has 15 goals. Now, in this program and in a lot of new programs, you get kids like Mike Ermel was just coming in his freshman year playing for the first time. That's not the case with Jacob Spiritosa. Jacob started playing when he was 7 years old. So, and Coach Wiley couldn't say enough good things about him, how he's a team player, plays hard, just a great all-around kid. And, a kid like that with a lot of experience can just help other kids, make kids better. And it's just, it's all positives coming out of this program right now. And, obviously the thing that everybody sees is the record, but also the way they're getting these wins and what they've been able to do and improving the program day by day.
And to Coach Wiley's credit, again, he comes in as a longtime college football coach and recruiter at Villanova, and he's done a good job, Kevin, going through the hallways and getting kids to come out, regardless if they play sports or not. And that was half the battle. So he's got bodies out here, and he's got some talented bodies, and they're off to a heck of a start.
Yeah, been working hard doing that over the last couple years. And as he said, his life has been mainly football, but he's kind of still learning the lacrosse game himself.
It's just got to be audio. I apologize.
All right, as we're just about getting set for this, I'm going to roll with you, Kevin, for about a half an hour here, and then I think Mr. Klink's going to come in a little bit, and we'll just follow as we go. As you're going to have a Vineland team coming in. Now, they're playing in, I believe they call it the National Division. They're in with the teams down more towards the shore. They're looking for their first win of the year. So this, again, you would think on paper, and again, we're not lacrosse experts, but you think like this is a game that Sterling can not only compete in, but can do very well.
Yeah, and you have to like the fact that also it's senior day. You're seeing a lot of these kids here, celebrating kids who just have come in a couple years ago as young kids to a new sport, a new program, and I'm sure they're feeling real good about what they're going to leave behind when they leave next year. So it's just a good day to celebrate them.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. And again, the thing you're having with COVID, Kevin, is usually you have your senior celebrations near the end, but with the way COVID has happened throughout the fall and the winter, some teams decide, you know what, we're playing, it's early, let's have a senior day while we can have a senior day.
Well, we've seen it a couple times with our programs where they had a COVID issue, had to shut down. We've seen from other teams. You just never know when it's going to happen. So if you want to get something in while things are going good, from a standpoint of just being able to play the games.
And what's interesting about this, the ball is heavy. I don't even know how to describe it, like a hard vinyl ball. So even though it's probably, as you indicated before we went on the air, it's probably the windiest day of the year here, it's really not going to affect the play a little bit, but not like some of the other sports.
Yeah, it's not. definitely not a wiffle ball out there, or even a soccer ball where if that gets up in the air, the wind's going to have an effect on things.
And the other thing I think I noticed from one of the games that I watched, this is the first time I'm up on the field, I think there's almost like field hockey, there's live rotating substitution. So you don't necessarily need a whistle to blow. So you're going to see bodies literally running all over the field here. And again, for fans watching at home, we do not proclaim to be experts at all, just like with field hockey. We're basically here to get the kids on TV, to get a chance to look at what they're doing, and we're going to do our best to identify at least who scores the goals and talk with you a little bit.
And it's exciting to be out here. Like you said, we're not experts, but you've just heard a lot of good things about the program. It's great coming out here, and as we started by saying, there's kids we've seen in other sports, now seeing how they're taking to this sport.
And I got to thank Mr. Schulz, who, if people don't realize, volunteers his time to come out here and announce all these games. So again, I know even myself, I have to run in about a half an hour. So again, thank you very much for coming out here so these kids get a chance to not only see themselves, but hear a little commentary as we go along. Is that the tank in the middle there, Justin Maroney, number 11?
Yep, remember him from soccer? And just a quick look, Strong's got some size out there.
And I'm looking to see our goalie. Could that be Chris Burdash from the tech department out there?
That would be Chris Burdash.
All right. Chris is normally one of our expert camera people. During the basketball games, he does our main camera.
And we look out here at the face-off, and this is Justin Maroney. I believe, Tad, is that 11?
Yeah, that's okay. Maroney. Yep, the tank.
Again, it's almost like football. You got the mask, so it's going to be, before we get used to the numbers, we might misidentify a player or two, but we'll do the best we can.
Well, all we can tell you to start is Sterling is white, Vineland is red.
That's Timmy Hall. Timmy Hall's got a lot of speed. Tad, you remember him from, we saw him a little bit in soccer, but we saw him play basketball in 8th grade, and definitely has quickness. There's no doubt about it. You kind of saw that on display right there.
Yeah, I've seen Timmy a long time, even back in his younger days, and he is quite the athlete and very quick.
As they face now, I'm actually.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stand.
You got the right idea about standing up here.
And a clock issue in front of us. They're gonna play on.
Okay, and I don't know. Are we gonna get any other whistles here? It looks pretty clean out here. I don't see any other sports where there's whistles.
Nope.
As they come to the near side right here, being chased.
Nice hit.
Yeah.
That was Ryan Maroney on the hit there, and a flag. I like it.
And he's going to get a flag. Well,
we understand flags.
Well, when I talk to people about the difference between the two different sports we've done some girls lacrosse games. The difference with the boys, they say, is it's a lot more of a physical game, and I think we saw that there. Probably a little too physical, but you get the idea that there's going to be a lot more contact.
Yeah, there was no doubt. You won't see that in the girls' game.
The big advantage you're looking at with Sterling compared to Vineland is the numbers.
Yeah, there's an army of white shirts to our right. When you think about Vineland's one, if not the biggest school, one of the biggest schools in South Jersey.
Yep.
Shot there, just missed.
Well, to what you said, you just have to get in the hallways, talk to as many kids, and that's what Coach Wiley did, and he's maximized what he could possibly, his pool of kids, what he's brought out here.
This is like your set offense now. You're looking for an opportunity.
There's a shot, and that's in.
Wow. That was from far out, too. Let's see if we can figure out who that was. Is that an 8, Kevin? I believe that's an 8.
It was 8, and that was Chris Finelli, a midfielder. So they just had the opportunity, moved the ball around the outside, and had that one hopper go in on Burdash.
And that's something, too. A lot of the highlights I've seen of lacrosse, not only high school but professional, you can bounce them in. You don't have to shoot it directly into the net, and that's what he did there.
And they're going to face it off again. I think this is again, facing it off. Justin Maroney.
You can see that stick checking,
Yeah.
or the cross checking there.
Good job with Maroney after the face-off, staying right with the forward, moving upfield. That was Henry Garton of mid and one of the captains of Vineland. And they have another one. That bounced high. But it looks like these guys are looking to shoot low right now on the goalie, Chris Burdash.
Yeah, you would think Chris is going to be good up in the high area. It's going to be a little tougher for him to get the low ones. And you and I, a couple years ago when the girls started their program, we were out here running around. This is not easy to do, folks. It is not.
On the run, catching the ball, catching the passes that they make look easy. It's not as easy as they make it look like.
Yeah, like just what they did there, just to be able to get the technique to properly get it to another person, let alone have them catch it, it's very difficult.
Yeah. You see Maroney guarding Gart. And they force it up, and they're going to get Timmy Hall coming the other way on that far side. Hall comes up, gets it upfield to Mike Ermel.
I like Ermel's helmet. He looks like the Silver Knight out there.
And they bring it over here. It's again, tough to see numbers. We see 8. That's Ryan Maroney. Ryan Maroney coming off an injury from soccer season. It's good to see him out there.
Again, these cross sticks, again, the ball barely fits in there, and if you don't turn it as you run, the ball is going to fall out. So that's the other thing I had trouble with, trying to run with it.
It's like a flat web.
I mean, you might think there's a basket on it, but it's tight.
Yeah. You see, Vineland player, they get it off to number 5, Henry Gardner, captain and midfielder. It looks like a lot of their offense runs through him. He gets it, sets things up.
Justin Maroney on him right now.
Guarded by Maroney.
I like those little pokes they can take at him. There's a little push off. It's not easy. Wow.
Stay with him. Garton really looking for that opportunity. Very patient out there.
Goes all the way across.
Couldn't see who had that one.
Sterling's going to pick it up though. And here comes one of those rotating substitutions. Kevin's coming off. Will be David Mayo.
Timmy Hall's going to inbound.
I'll tell you what, Hall does. Whoa. Wow, that's a good defensive play by the referee.
Okay.
Wow.
That's legal. That's where we're struggling a little bit with what's legal and what's not. That's something we'll have to learn as we go. And they're going to come right on in. Burdash.
Still playing.
And they're still playing. So good job by Burdash. Looking like he had a one-on-one opportunity with the forward right there. I believe that was Chris Finelli who got the first goal. Or no, I'm sorry. It was Cody Smith.
I'm going to try and figure out what just happened there for you, Kevin.
Mr. K is going to go look and see what had happened. As I'm holding our table down, real windy day, we see Chris Burdash run off right now. Chris, our expert analyst for wrestling.
All right, Kevin, they're saying it is a goal by Francis Sierri, number 22, the captain of the team. Even the girls at the desk were having trouble identifying
They didn't react like it was a goal. As you look at a shot right there, and that's going to go into Spiritosa, number 45. He gets it. I believe that might have been on a pass from Ermel, not quite sure. But anyway, Sterling's got their first goal, and they narrow the gap to 2-1.
That was pretty. That was an impressive, quick play.
Yeah, I think actually it might have been Justin Maroney with the pass right there. But in any event, what a job. And we've talked to Coach Wiley about Jacob Spiritosa, his skills, and what he's been able to do. You see he's the leading goal scorer with 15, just notched his 16th. That's awesome, catching that and then just kind of one-timing it into the net.
So unofficially, I believe we have, what, 2-1 Vineland right here, Kevin?
2-1 Vineland.
The scoreboard is in front of us, so we're not able to see it. It's a mental exercise. Good job there by Maroney.
Maroney was the face-off guy. Sean Clank coming in here. Here's a long pass. You're going to see Antonio Klein come up there, number 6, to get it. As you look at Sterling right now, you're going to see Ermel in there fighting for it. Dylan West. And Sean Clank comes in here. Sean's got a decent amount of lacrosse knowledge.
Well, a little bit. Let's not say decent amount.
Well, compared to myself.
Your definition of decent is
right. It's all relative. Here.
stretching there. So
It's all relative. But a good start for Vineland, and Sterling did a good job responding, getting that last goal. I don't know if you were able to see that last goal, but it was impressive as we look at number 2 there.
Well, on senior day, Sterling started.
Mike Ermel.
Sterling started a lot of their seniors today, and getting some experience. Vineland traditionally is not a very strong program. They're even though it's a large school, I think they only have 1 or 2 wins in their.
They actually right now they're 0-3. Have given up 63 goals and only scored 18. Now I don't know the caliber of teams that are in our conference, but
yeah, usually they're in the Olympic Conference. So
you've got Holy Spirit, Vineland.
Yeah, Sterling is in the
programs.
Sterling's in the South Jersey. It's the SJILL. So we're kind of in a nice conference where most of the program, the only school that's been around for more than 3 years has been Woodstown.
Okay.
The other programs have only been around for maybe 3 years, and not having sports last year, like schools like Triton, Timber Creek, and Highland really only played 2 seasons. So
you see Mackay Morgan coming up here, going in there to number 14, Michael Del Bono.
yeah, it takes a hit here. Well, we're actually at a little disadvantage here because once the play gets down the other end, we kind of get obscured by the score by Vineland there. We kind of get obscured by the players standing along the bench.
Yeah, I was sitting down first, but that wasn't the way to go. But you saw Vineland, Sean, doing a good job in transition right there.
And number 8 scores there for Vineland.
That's number 8 for Vineland. Chris Finelli, again, his 2nd goal.
Yeah, Vineland doesn't have too many kids, but the players they have pretty good size to them. They're a good sized team.
And one thing they did, especially in getting their first 2 goals, now that was a goal in transition, but they looked like they just kind of were patient and moved the ball around the outside when they had it on their end of the field and just looked for opportunities. If they weren't there, they'd pass laterally, and that's how they ended up capitalizing on that first goal.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe one of the goals was a power play goal.
It was what?
I think it was a power play goal. They were down a man.
Okay, that was probably it. That's why they were, because you had that penalty early on. So just like we have references here, a hockey power play, they're moving around the outside and then just found their window of opportunity.
Okay, coming off here. So it looks like we got a penalty coming up here. Looks like that is Andrew Peak with the penalty, 24.
Okay, came off.
It's funny, I mean, you see the kids and you get used to see them without the helmet on. Once they put the helmets on, it's tough to...
Very tough to see. That's
until they get closer to the
first
sideline.
thing I thought.
Yeah.
And it's because with football, you kind of know positions and you can kind of identify where kids are going to be. But this is there are positions, but they're kind of
Yeah, the
at
transition,
different spots.
the transitional aspect. Oh, it was a interesting play down there. It looks like he breached the crease though.
And an announcer's favorite, we're looking at Vineland with dark numbers and a dark jersey.
There you go.
Announcers just,
Yeah.
Mr. Strauss will tell you all about that, how he loves that.
Yeah, it stands out on the. Really stands out.
Yeah.
So here in transition, I believe that's Tony Klein,
Klein's going to get a shot, and he
Scores
buries it.
and scores a shorthanded goal. Nice job by Tony.
Wow, from far out,
Mhm.
Klein nailed it, hit it in that upper right corner. So he didn't just put it on net. He had a spot where he was going to, and boy, what a shot there by Tony Klein.
Yeah, and those type of goals are, I mean, they just really boost the momentum of the team coming down. I mean, shorthanded coming down, picking up the ground ball, and then going all the way down. So Tony Klein's one of our seniors. Is also a swimmer and part of our swim program. And it looks like we're getting a timeout here. I'm not sure which team called the timeout though. Let's see what the referee signals.
Sean, the thing that was impressive about that goal, now, you don't know till you talk to him. Sometimes guys just put it in, but it looked like he was looking for a spot. And from that far out, I'll tell you, that's impressive. And the goalie just had very little time to react.
Yeah, and especially with the long stick, you get such a good whip on the shot from a long stick coming down. But Tony did a nice job. Tony, one of the few players that had experience coming into lacrosse. He's played for several years. So. And what you'll see a lot here is you see a lot of these kids who do have experience came from the Gloucester Township lacrosse program.
Okay.
So, and yeah, it's one of the things when you look at our division and we play Highland, Timber Creek, and Triton. A lot of these kids are very familiar with those players because they all played together in the Gloucester Township leagues.
And it's a growing sport. I know, places like Haddonfield, up in the Medford schools, it's been a big sport for a while. You go to Central and then North Jersey, it's even bigger, but it's growing here. And to what Mr. K and I said earlier, we had this same situation with the girls where they were a club sport starting, I believe, in like 08, around there, for like 4 years, and then became a regular NJSIAA team, and have really done a good job competing.
Yeah, and credit Mr. Wiley for trying to build the excitement around the program and getting the kids to come out and play. Some of these kids, generally wouldn't consider lacrosse if they never played before, but he's built up a nice excitement about the sport, and it's brand new. And like I said, coming into a division where this is a brand new division, I think if we, when you talk about the Olympic divisions with lacrosse, which the other teams came from, the Timber Creek and Highland and Triton came from the Olympic conference in lacrosse. You kind of take your lumps playing against traditional powerhouses like the Cherry Hills and the Washington Township, the Easterns, and Haddonfield and West Deptford are both in that division too. So this is a brand new division. So it's a nice segue into a brand new inaugural season here because you've got teams that are fairly new.
Is that a flag?
There's a flag there. That's nice job of controlling the face-off there by Raheem Mack. He's a freshman. Sterling's still a man down. So, I mean, when you look at this, and a nice job by Raheem trying to, and then we got a call. So right now we got a penalty here on Vineland. But Raheem Mack did a nice job of controlling the face-off and picking up the ball and actually drawing the penalty. So Sterling will be a man advantage in less than 10 seconds here.
And now, Sean, what are is the halves 30 minutes or?
They play quarters. So
quarters,
okay.
15-minute
quarters, yes.
15-minute quarters, okay.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's 15-minute quarters.
And pretty much a running clock, except for an occasional stoppage here and there.
Stoppage and penalties. Like right now,
Okay.
they'll have a stoppage of the play. So, we see Mackay Morgan with the ball. Mackay was in a situation where, like I said, being new to this, he's actually somebody who's actually played the sport before down in North Carolina, and he's actually moved to the area. So he's so even though he's new to the area, he's actually a little bit familiar with the sport.
And that's got to help. Coach Wiley's got to like that. We mentioned it earlier, having kids like that, Spiritosa, who have experience, can almost be like assistants out on the field and even in practices.
Well, and the kids, the kids look to those kids. So it's kind of one of those. It's an interesting situation where you have somebody who's actually played before, and the kids lean on them for their, and they're comfortable asking questions to the kids who've played before. So. Sometimes getting it from a coach is different than hearing it from a peer. When you hear from the peer, it actually, as long as it's coming from a positive light, it has more meaning. So we see here Justin Maroney with the ball here. Sterling comes in. They're even strength right now.
Maroney's been the one who's done the face-offs and has really done a good job at midfield, both offensively and on the defensive end.
And he's a junior and somebody who has hockey experience in the background, so there's plenty of stuff. So penalties over. Now you see coming on right now is Mike Ermel. Mike Ermel's had a nice start to the season. He's a junior and played basketball.
There's a shot right there. It looked like Spiritosa passed it in the middle. Again, tough for us to see here.
Yeah, we're behind the players here, so your vantage point on the TV is much better than ours right now.
This looks like Maroney.
Maroney coming down and
kind of recycles, drops it, picks it back up. Maroney gets it over. They have it going to the outside. Spiritosa. Well, you got to wonder how the wind is going to affect this. Sean, this is the windiest day we've had this year. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Definitely. I'm just glad we're not playing baseball today. Because
Geez.
I can't even imagine a pop-up in a situation like today.
Run them all out.
Now, this is one of the rules in lacrosse. When you take a shot and you miss, as long as your player is closest to the ball, you retain possession.
Got you.
So if you pass the ball out of bounds,
and they get a goal.
Sterling gets a goal. I'm not sure who scored that.
Jacob Spiritosa.
Okay, it was Jake Spiritosa.
That's his second goal. And Sterling, I believe they go ahead, Sean, 3-2.
I believe it's tied 3-3 right now.
Okay.
Nice job by Jake. Jake early in the season, I believe, has I think he had 16 goals at the end of this game.
Well,
so
he had 15 now. He has 17 now. He has 2 today. And he took that in right around the net, and I think they thought he was going to pass it. Kind of threw the goalie off, and then saw it was an opportunity to shoot, so you might as well take it. You're in that close. So real nice job by Jacob Spiritosa.
Jake's somebody who plays in a South Jersey Elite Lacrosse. He actually plays on the same team as Mr. Feeney's son, Jake Feeney.
Okay.
And Jake Feeney, a freshman over at Eastern. And there was a call there. I'm not sure what that call was, but Vineland will retain possession. So it's interesting when you look around South Jersey exactly how many football coaches are actually coaching lacrosse, because that's Vineland's football coach as well. And Mr. Wiley has a vast experience in football as well. So a turnover here as Vineland's coming in.
Come right on in.
Oh, comes already and takes the shot. I believe
that
was Chris Finelli
Chris
again.
Finelli, that's his second goal. And Vineland goes up 4-3.
Yeah. So as he comes down and goes down, he didn't really get much on that shot, but he switched from left to right, and it looks like he was going back. He was switching from right to left and going back to left, and the ball kind of popped up and made it into the goal there.
And that's a great job by Finelli going through people.
Yeah. That's Frank Hartman is a sophomore in goal, somebody who's new to lacrosse, but he's actually a hockey goalie. So he does have experience of playing goal, and so far, usually when you're look at lacrosse, if you get a goalie who can actually save 50% of the shots, you're doing pretty well. And so far this season, Frank's been better than that. I mean, he's probably about a 70% save percentage.
Frank Hartman. Well, also you don't have the big pads like you would as a hockey goalie, and that you're and you can see Vineland really tries to exploit things down low, especially in a couple of the early goals.
There's a possession back here to Vineland as the ball came across. So Finelli passing down there, goes back behind the net. So this one, if it goes out of bounds, there you go, would actually be a Sterling possession, but actually it's a ground ball there. Let's see who's fighting for it. It's Dylan West over there and Mackay Morgan. And I believe that was Andrew Peak all back there fighting for the ground ball. Vineland will retain possession here.
I'm just going to wait, kind of circle around here. And
Yeah,
that's number 5, Henry Garden, who's really I don't know that he scored, but really has had a hand in setting up a lot of goals. And you can see how it does a good job moving things around, keeping that offense going. And there's a shot. It's going to bounce high.
Yeah, obviously, being an inaugural season and not knowing much about Vineland, there's very little you know about it. But Henry Garten is actually a team captain for Vineland. So it tells you how much respects the team and the coach has in him.
Definitely plays like that. And they get it in close. There's a couple rebounds. Good job out front by Sterling defensively, kind of clearing the front out.
I believe it's going to be the end of the first quarter here. They ran out of time. So they're going to come regroup.
So that's the end of 15 minutes with Vineland holding a 1-goal lead over Sterling, 4-3. I'm going to double check just to confirm the score.
So as they come here, they're going to regroup as they come off the field. Vineland is, again, haven't been in a position where, they've been outscored by 45 goals this year. So they haven't really been in too many close games this year. So if you look at you look over at Vineland there, they're strategizing. But this is a new position for them. Sterling for inaugural season started off 3-0, and they have a very good chance of going 4-0 here against a team that's not a traditional powerhouse. Even though Vineland is a very large school in South Jersey and probably one of the largest as far as student enrollment is concerned, Sterling's been holding their own so far, and I believe they're in a good position to make this a really tight game. So sitting down there is Coach Wiley strategizes with the other coaches.
Okay, so we've confirmed. It's 4-3. Let's see.
It's really interesting. I mean, for a new sport, our first game against Woodstown, we were actually down by 2 goals, less than 3 minutes left, and we came back and tied it, and scoring the tying goal with 5 seconds left in the game. And then we won the game in overtime. So that first game here against Woodstown really catapulted us into a good position and really had the kids believing in their chances and the opportunity within the season.
Yeah, you're right, Sean. That was definitely a springboard. I wasn't here, but just hearing the kids talk about it and their excitement in school when they came back, it really, you could talk to the kids and say, we can do it,
Mm-hmm.
but when you finally do it in that type of fashion with an overtime win, that really has you believing. And as you were saying, it's been a springboard for this season and where they've been able to get to at this point.
And especially being down by 2 goals late in the game and coming back and scoring those 2 goals to tie it and sending it overtime. And then in overtime we come down and Tim Hall made a great strip in the middle of the great strip down on the defensive end, and then Justin Maroney picked up the picked up the ground ball and found Jake Spiritoso about 15 yards out in front of the goalie, and they put it in. And really, they said really a nice shock and nice momentum for the Sterling lacrosse program.
And coach said this is one of the biggest strengths of this team. There's young players, they're learning, but in addition to getting better every day, they have that type of tenacity to them and that type of work ethic, type of approach to the game where they never give up. And to your point, being down by 2 goals and coming back shows you what that's been able to do for them. That type of attitude.
Yeah, and this whole year with COVID, you come down and these kids are, at any given moment, something could be taken away from the kids. So when you have a special moment like that, the kids really respond and they jump and really get excited, which is nice. Okay, there's a ground ball there. We got to push off, and then Sterling's going to retain the ball. Nice job again by Raheem Mack, freshman, coming off the field. So as he comes off, you'll see Michael David's going to go on. Teammates affectionately call him Mayo as a nickname.
Okay. Vineland right now in control. Oh, we've got another. Is there a penalty over there? And there's a goal by Vineland. So Vineland, just like that, strikes early in this second quarter to go up 5-3. Couldn't quite see who got that goal.
I'm not sure. I believe that was Henry Garton, number 5.
Okay.
Again, we don't have the benefit of the monitor here today, so we can't see and show any replays. But I believe that was Henry Garton.
And I could check on some of these goals at halftime. Assuming we have about a 15-minute halftime.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, as I was announcing, I forgot they changed directions after the quarter, and I said that Sterling retained possession, but it was actually Vineland who retained possession. So error on the announcer.
That's the first error any announcer's ever made for Channel 19, I think.
Yeah, that's never happened before.
It never happens. Never. I guess it could happen once when you've been doing it for 15 years.
Yeah. So I got to push off here, and then as Vineland's going to retain possession. Just got Garton coming into the offensive zone. Again, we're obscured here, so we can't really tell the numbers. So if we're
Garton, not the biggest guy. Sean, you mentioned he's the captain. Definitely plays like that. He's the one who's in control. And for a guy that doesn't look that big, very physical when he goes deep into the Sterling end of the field. Vineland up 5-3.
That's a nice check there. To get that number, I believe that was Tony Klein with the check and hit the ground ball. Finale with the ball here. Goes back behind the goal.
And they're going to bring it back out.
Oh, nice steal by Tony Klein. Similar to the first quarter, he's trying to make the transition here. Coming across, getting to the middle of the field. Oh, and he dropped the ball.
Does a good job scooping up quick. Recircles.
Yeah.
Gets himself in there.
Nice job picking it up, but it's not the easiest thing to pick up a ground ball with a long stick.
Nah.
So I mean, if you can imagine, so a nice job recovering there.
Michael Dalbona gets it. He's going to run in and being hounded, and he takes the shot.
Throws behind the Jake Spiritoso behind the net. Spiritoso trying to
control
direct out of the back. Zone comes Timmy Hall. Doesn't look like anybody's marking him up, so it's Makai Morgan. Comes around back and a little ball on the ground. Mike Armel picks it up. Nice job by Armel rolling off the defender. Coming up. Oh,
shot. Oh,
it's Maroney. Nice save by the goalie.
Boy, Maroney had a point-blank opportunity. Gets it again. Gets the rebound. Boy, I'll tell you what, Justin Maroney just wasn't going to be denied right there. Got the rebound, circled back around, and buried it to get Sterling within 1. It's Maroney's first goal of the day. Vineland still leads at 5-4, but a good job with Sterling taking advantage of a couple minutes of attack time there.
Yeah, shove. And it's so important with the transition. Like I said, I go back and, Vineland had the ball in the attack in the in the offensive third and tried to pass, and Tony Klein intercepting that pass and changing the field position. Yeah, I mean, you can't say enough about that. The ground ball here. Once again, Raheem Mack is fighting for it. They trap the ball, and then it goes the other way. You can't put your stick over top of the ball. You have to actually be faced, the face of the stick up. So when you put the stick over top of the ball, that's a violation, and it goes to the other team when you're taking the face off. It's a nice strip there by Maroney. It looks like Vineland might get a slash here.
Oh,
so,
there's a hit right there. Boy, that's
yeah.
kind of took Maroney off it, but I guess there's nothing called there, but there wasn't one
Yeah.
prior to that.
Yeah, I know it's kind of confusing here because you see a lot of stick work, but if you have the ball in your stick, you're pretty much open game, and you can actually, the other team can actually take whacks at you. But if you do not have the ball in your stick and somebody comes down and checks your, checks either your arm or checks your stick, that's going to be a slashing call, and that's what they had here. So right now is Malachi Jabroni goes off the field for a penalty, and Sterling's going to be a man up. So hopefully trying to get an equalizer here with the goal.
Do they call this a power play?
Well, it's a man advantage.
Just a man advantage. Okay, I don't know what the terminology was. There's a stick. Oh, wow.
Oh, I thought it went in the net, but it looks like it hit the post.
I think it hit the post, but it was skipped off a stick. Nice, kind of a sweeping shot.
Yeah, it was a bounce shot off the ground. There you go.
Spiritoza with the bounce shot.
Yeah.
And that's going to knot things up 5-5. So Sterling really playing well here.
Yeah, I'd like to see the replays. I thought Maroney got it up in the upper corner. So again, we're a little obscured, and we actually do not have a great vantage point here from where we're sitting. So.
Well, the good thing is we have a better view off to the left side now of when Sterling could possibly get a goal than we would if it's down off to the right side. But obviously we're switching.
We're making a change here. It looks like Maroney's going to take the face off here. It's a switch from Mack. He's taking the last couple. Again, this is a huge part of the game here, just to get the possession, and whether you're going into the offensive third or defensive third.
I think they went back because they had Maroney starting off the game. I don't think you weren't here with that.
Mm-hmm.
And they had
nice pick up by Timmy Hall here as he goes on attack. Oh, tries to hit Mackay Morgan, who was open, and just misses it and goes out of bounds.
Timmy Hall's speed, Sean, is impressive going up there, getting in close to the goal, and just tries to dish off there, went a little high.
And Timmy's another one who has hockey experience. So, there's a pass out from there's a flag there. He said there's a slash.
Now, what are they're basically saying you got the arm instead of the stick when you're.
Yeah, I believe Vineland did not have the ball in their stick, so I think that. So it looks like Mackay Morgan's coming off the field here, and they're in a man down now. So, again, that's not a type of penalty you want. So usually what happens when you get a penalty call here, they kind of move up to half field, so you kind of get like a free march for like about 20 yards. So you go from your defensive third up into the offensive zone. So man advantage, and obviously it looks like from the looks of it, looks like Finelli and Gartner, the two you want to take a look at.
And they just got a goal, line drive shot.
Yeah, I can't tell who that was because we were obscured.
Yeah, this is.
Looks like they're. I don't know. Again, it looks like they were congratulating number 24, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's
like I said, we cannot see. Yeah.
I guess on our end, we're gonna call it Chase Muirhead, and that's the 6th goal. Vineland goes up.
Vineland's
6
up by
to
1.
5.
So actually, let me see.
If you hear a loud crash and boom, it's Mr. Clank being blown off his chair onto the equipment.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a better vantage point, so. Okay, there's a face off here, good. Once again, it's a man advantage goal by Vineland. Finelli taking it into the offensive third.
Finelli already has a goal.
A nice job fighting through. Nice job on this check there. I'm not sure if that was Timmy Hall or Tony Klein who returned the ball, but it's a nice drop off there to Mike Ermel, who takes a shot and is saved by Vineland.
Boy, that's as good as an opportunity as you're going to get with Timmy Hall coming up. You talk about a kid who can really move and transition. Much like the other number 5, Henry Garten. Hall passed it off.
Yeah, he found the right person. He found Ermel. Nobody was on him. And then it's, unfortunately, nice save by the Vineland goalie. The pass out in front.
Okay,
Spiritoso with the miss. It looks like there's a cross check here and a push. So Sterling will retain possession. I should say it was a push rather than a cross check. You can't, so it's not a penalty. So Sterling will retain possession of the ball. Spiritoso picks it up.
This works out good, Sean. We have you here. I don't think there's any other sports left, right? That are practicing.
As of right now, yeah. I mean, because of the early dismissal, quite a few quite a few of the sports won early today. You know, recapping some of
lucked out.
They're coming in, nice cross.
Boy, that's a great
nice
pass.
Cross coming across. That was Ryan Maroney. So.
And a great pass by Mike Ermel, too. Yeah. Hit him right in stride. Maroney got it.
And
that's a tough.
Oh, you know what? He must have been. They didn't call it a goal. He must have been in the crease.
Oh, okay.
So they must have picked that up.
Okay.
I like you, thought it was a goal, but like I said, our vantage point's not the greatest. So, so it looks like they got a call from the. All right, we're gonna have a penalty here once Sterling picks out the possession. So, but again, we came down and. Oops.
That's number 8. Oh, Sean's got to go. We have there number 8, Ryan Maroney is down. Sean's going to go out and tend to him. But yeah, we thought Sterling had a goal there. You had a real nice pass from Ermel into Maroney. And a nice shot, but again, as Sean said, he might have been in the crease. And we're just taking an injury timeout here. All players down on one knee. Hopefully Maroney's going to be okay. Sterling down 6-5. I'm going to guess, don't know the exact time, I'm going to guess that we're probably midway through the second quarter here. Vineland started off getting the first 2 goals. And Sterling got a goal, and it's pretty much been back and forth since then to get to 6-5. The score 6-5 as it stands right now. Ryan Maroney really having trouble there, getting off, being helped out by Sean Clank and Mr. Manlove, our athletic director, who's done an outstanding job this year. And when you talk about a thankless job, it's definitely being an athletic director with the way things have gone this year. But Mr. Manlove has just done an outstanding job. Vineland right now, we're back to play, controls. Ball controlled by Garten in the middle. He's going to move around, goes to the outside. And right now they're just going to move things around, look for the opening. Garten goes in, he's defended really well there. Couldn't quite see. This is the end of the field where we do not have a great vantage point. Vineland right now controlling. Really moving good away from the ball, but Sterling's doing a good job defending. This is where Sterling's very good and possibly getting the ball and going in transition. And almost. So Mayo there, get the ball going the other way, only to have Vineland get control of it. Now both teams going back and forth right at midfield. set. They're down the other end. This is Mike Ermel moving the ball around. He sees Maroney, comes in, takes on a body, takes a shot, and Maroney gets the goal to knot things up at 6-6. Kind of a give and go, and they executed the same thing, only to the other side. Only have an in-decrease call and not have a count the previous time, but Maroney made that one count to tie things up at 6-6. Unofficially, that's Maroney's second goal. So a real exciting team between two evenly matched teams, Vineland and Sterling. They're going to face things off. This is Raheem Mack in the middle. Now, I'm sure you saw, Sean, you had as you left, there was a goal to knot things up at 6-6. Almost a carbon copy of what happened with the goal that didn't count, just on the other side.
Yeah, tell you what, if they keep scoring them off the radio, I'm gonna put these things down and never
That's
get
right.
back on.
Yeah, yeah.
Never getting back on again.
We'll give you one last shot here.
Okay.
If Vineland scores, and we might have you go to the cart.
Yeah, I'm gonna retire here.
Spiritosa goes to the outside, gets it to Maroney, flips it over to
Yeah.
Ermel. Oh wow, what a pretty, didn't finish it, but what a pretty play and great movement through passing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a perfect transition that they had coming down. They went from front to, they found the open man. They were wide open. They came down, and then came down to take a shot, and then the goalie just made a great save.
I'm definitely, Sean, new to the sport, but I'm impressed when I see plays like that. I'm impressed with what they're able to do.
Sure. And what you see here is you see a lot of the 4v2 and 3v2 that you would see in sports like hockey and soccer, and so there's a lot of crossover as far as the transition there. When you get
The kids playing the other sports.
and then when you get guys, like I said, good speed like a Timmy Hall and a Justin Maroney, they do a nice job.
And I guess field awareness of where other players are in one sport, you're saying, crosses over
Absolutely.
to the other sport.
Well, if you notice too, and I can hear from over here, even with the headphones on with the field mic, there was great communications there. I mean, so when you see, if you looked on the other side, as they were coming down, even if they were looking, they were pointing to the open man. So there was a great, there's great communication there.
Andrew Peak carried it up midfield, and he's hit. He goes down. I think we're going to get a penalty there.
He took a knee to the thigh there.
Now will Sterling get a man advantage off of this?
Well, Sterling does have a man advantage right now because
would they get an
so
additional?
he's going to have a two-man advantage.
Two-man
so
advantage.
this would be
okay.
this is a golden opportunity here for Sterling to capitalize here. So right now, if you're looking in the attack zone, Sterling's now up, has 6v4 right now on the attack zone. So coming down. I'm not sure how much time's left on the penalty for number 2, Cody Smith, one of the midfielders. They say he came off. I wasn't really sure what the call was there when he first came off. Obviously, the call is tripping there on coming off his Franceschini. Is that his name? Number 16 is now to come down now. Stone just has a man advantage. Turnover. Oh, Justin Maroney does a nice job of taking it in. And again, another save by Vineland's goalie, and he tries to outrun Mike Ermel to the end line and does not.
Sterling getting some real good opportunities, getting it on net. Moving around, wait.
Still a man up, and they said Vineland coming out of the defensive third there. A careless turnover, and Justin Maroney really picked it up, and like I say, just won't write the goals, which you should do. Yeah.
Good movement around the outside. Guess you just kind of look for that seam and that player. They had it a couple times where they're able to get the ball to the player in stride into the net.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of good things here right now. And they say you're.
Maroney takes a hop right there, gets it over to Del Bono, and he shoots it wide left. So got a couple of good opportunities here.
Yeah, obviously now we're actually even strength.
Okay.
And then when you take a shot here, oops.
We have somebody down. Sean Clank is going to go over to tend that. So we are still tied 6-6. Both teams really getting opportunities. And right now, Sterling had a golden opportunity with a two-man advantage and just weren't able to finish. Got the ball in close for some shots. A couple shots went wide. Got in close a couple times, and Vineland was able to clear the net. So it'll be interesting if Sterling's able to continue. You're not going to get the man advantage or two-man advantage opportunity here, but just positive momentum at even strength and keep the ball in the Vineland end of the field. And we got the injury timeout. We're just going to take a quick break here. Back here, that is Jacob Spiritosa, the freshman. Boy, what a big loss that is right now for Sterling. Definitely a key player to this program as a freshman coming in here. Coach Wiley taking him off. So that's the second player that's gone off for Sterling. First, Justin Maroney, and he's still. Ryan Maroney, who's on the bench over there. He'll be joined by number 45, Jacob Spiritosa. Sterling's going to get an opportunity. Mike Ermel circles around the outside. Passes it off to Mike Del Bono. Gets it over to Timmy Hall. They're playing off Timmy Hall right there. Del Bono is going to get a shot. Over to Timmy Hall, over to Ermel. Maroney looks around. Oh, they get the bad bounce right there. Vineland almost gets the ball, but Kai Morgan recovers. And he's waiting. He's here to Vineland team barking the commands over there. Makai Morgan finds an opening, takes a shot, blocked, gets the rebound, another shot blocked, and a save by the goalie. So that's 3 shots, 2 blocked by Vineland defenders. Third one got through, but had a nice save by the goalie. And this is Maroney. He's going to take things upfield as he gets to the center right there. Takes the shot, Maroney shoots low and scores and puts Sterling ahead 7-6. So what a job by Maroney there. Justin Maroney with his 3rd goal. He just came in on that far side and just shot opposite side, and the goalie had no shot for that. So great job by Justin Maroney, giving Sterling their first lead at 7-6. Can't imagine there's a ton of time left in this second quarter. I'll tell you what, that would be a great goal to go into halftime with. Talk about having some momentum. You definitely grabbed it after that play. This is Raheem Mack. Ball run, he's going to come off. A lot of changes. Michael Dalbono holds. Sterling trying to extend their lead by 2 with halftime looming. And then we're going to see Mekhi Morgan come out. Maroney holds, waits for Vineland to come out. Sterling not in any hurry. As they chase, you see Mike Ermel giving a little bit of chase right there. Vineland goalie controls. He's going to throw it a little bit past midfield. Takes a bounce. Vineland bounce. They get it. They're going to go right in. Again, tough for us to see right here. It looks like it bounces away. Vineland's going to get possession. Timmy Hall really motoring upfield. Goes a little bit to the outside, rolls out. He's going to pass the ball into Maroney. Maroney really been at the center of everything, getting some goals, controlling the ball, the action there in the middle. And they get it out to Antonio Klein. Good movement there. They get in there. Ermel shoots and scores, so outstanding movement by Sterling, having everybody touch that one, and ultimately getting it to Mike Ermel, and Ermel finishes. Ermel's had a lot of opportunities, but boy, he really cashed in on that one right there. So Sterling padding their lead up 8-6, and it was just about a minute and a half ago where Sterling took their first lead in this game. If you remember, Vineland got off to a 2-0 start. Been back and forth since then, but Sterling hasn't gotten a lead until going up 7-6. Now they're up 8-6 over a Vineland team that you have to feel like are feeling the effects of not having a lot of depth. You're looking at Vineland with about 7 players on the sideline, Sterling with double that number. So the team with the depth, you have to think is going to have the better chance as this game moves on. Kind of wrestle around there in the middle, and that looks like that's going to be halftime. So Sterling comes on with 2 late goals, takes the momentum in this game to go ahead 8-6 as we head into the halftime.
Okay, you can take a break, Troy. What's that?
It's so windy.
Cold?
No, not cold. It's just when it gets like super windy, I'm like pushing myself against the cage and trying to hold the cage.
Yeah. Sure, you're doing a good job. There's been a couple times here I felt like I was stuck in one road. The table's even below.
Like got out here, that champ blew over.
You know how to shut everything down? Like we take the Andy left.
I know how.
basically had a good. Okay, all right, I'll help you out. Let me know. And then we got it. How's this to roll? You want to roll that over there? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure Chris will. That's good. Good.
I took a nap up there earlier when it was like bright and sunny. It was the best nap in the world.
This is the windiest day we've had out here, I think, ever. What? What's that? Chef's buttercream. Got a shop. I go through like 3 or 4. They're like Girl Scouts. You open the box, pack up, you gotta roll right through. You can't have 1 or 2. We're just gonna have some post-game interviews. Okay? And we'll make it quick.
If I'm a kid right here doing this, what the heck do you think it's gonna be called? Down there. This is our attack guys. Our attack guys got to do this.
Okay. Let me know to stand. Where to stand? Yeah, I'll just have the head down. I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it blew out a little bit.
Tell me if the audio sounds weird. If the audio doesn't sound weird, redo this.
Could I even bring that out for them to talk into?
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Okay.
Spread it out, and then start moving the passes. Understand me? Timmy, you can take your guy one-on-one. Malachi, you can take your guy one-on-one. Tank, it's time to step up. Mike, Ermal, come to the dance, man. I don't know where you're at. Come on. Okay? You gotta step up to the dance. Come on! We got you. Sit her down.
All right. Good work.
Can you hear me okay, Sheree? Can you hear me okay up there? Oh, you can't. I got you. Okay. Okay. So we are back here for our second half of action with Sterling up 8-6. Coming on with a couple goals there late. Situated here, getting ready for our face-off. Final players make their way onto the field. Sterling falling down 2-0 and fighting back again, really coming on strong in those last couple minutes with the 2 goals to go ahead. 8-6. Again, as we told you, I know myself, I'm not a lacrosse expert, just kind of learning the game here. Mr. Clank is definitely one, knows the game. He's out there tending to his job as a trainer, which is obviously his first priority. And our vantage point isn't always the best, but we'll do the best we can. We're really excited to be out here to cover this game, and especially with this new team doing so well, the boys lacrosse team. And the other thing we're fighting with all our equipment here is probably the fiercest wind I think we've had, and I think Sean Clank said that he would know better than anybody. He's out here every day that we've had this season. Jacob Spiranak working out on that far side, and he looks like he's moving pretty good. So that's a real good sign for Sterling, because he really was a big part of what they were able to do on the offensive end. As you look right now at Vineland moving up, and that was you see Mike Ermel coming up here. Ermel settles in, has the ball on the outside, looks around, looks to see where his offensive guys are, passes it into the middle. They're going to get an opportunity, but brought down by the Vineland defender was a Sterling forward, and the ball's going to go back out. Vineland gets control, hits it to the middle, not able to control it, but then Sterling, Dylan West is in there in the mix, and Andrew Peak comes out with it. He brings it up. You see a spin right there by Antonio Klein. And like I said, this is where it's very tough for us to see from our vantage point here. Sterling just has Michael Del Bono and Maroney control on the outside. They get it over to Timmy Hall. Timmy Hall's been a big guy back and forth in transition. And he comes in here, takes a shot just to the left of the upper left corner, where he would have had Sterling's 8th goal.
I believe Sterling's up 8-6. Yeah, it would have been 9th, yeah.
Yeah, they're up 8-6 right now.
Yes. Once again, ready to put down the microphone. Sterling being very successful. I'm off the microphone here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're done. If Vineland scores a goal now, we
There you
got
go. Yeah.
we got to put you in the penalty box.
Don't call me part of the what's Vineland's nickname? Are they the Fighting Clan? Is that what they are?
But fortunately for you, I know nothing about lacrosse, so we have to keep you on here. You're our expert today.
Well, we know enough that if we score and I'm off the mic, then I don't need to be on the mic.
Right,
That's
right.
how we know enough.
Occasionally we're smart enough to know that.
There you go.
Finally, kind of control, really being defended in their own end, and he goes down. Not sure if we're going to get, and we're not going to get a penalty there.
No penalty there. He got the feet tangled up, but
okay.
I think.
Just incidental contact, I guess.
Well, again, it looks like Finelli was actually trying to squeeze between two defenders, but it's not like defenders impeded his progress. He kind of took himself into the defender.
Ermel controls.
Here's Mike Ermel. As he comes
right
across, makes a
around,
break.
shoots,
Oh,
tipped high.
tries to make a shot and sails over the net. As he's
penalty.
down, looks like we have a penalty here.
And Mr. Clank's going to go out there. Mr. Clank having a lot of action today, but it's good to see a couple of those guys. I see Spiranak going back in. You saw him working out on the side. Didn't look good coming off, but sat down. Mr. Clank tended to him, and he's ready to go. So we'll see, hopefully, if Mike Ermel is in that same situation, pull him off, and hopefully he can get back in there. It looked like he took a good shot right there. Really going aggressive. Mike had the last goal right before the half, and you really saw an opening right there, accelerated through, but was taken out by a Vineland defender. And I thought I saw a penalty flag go up, so not 100% sure, but I think Sterling may have a man advantage. You see the referee coming off. So we've got a 2-minute, I think, advantage for Sterling on an illegal hit. Mike Ermel, yeah, he looks a little, he does not look good coming off there. Coming off in his own power, but really looks like somebody just took a good hit. And you see Mr. Clank taking him off. Taking a seat on the bench over there. Sterling having a man advantage for 2 minutes. As you look at Maroney, great opportunity right now for Sterling to blow this lead right at wide open, this game wide open, being up by 2. As you look at Spearnack just back in this game after sitting out for a little bit, over to Maroney. Maroney takes a shot, bounces high, and then Michael Del Bono gets it. He swings it around. They're going to go back out to Maroney and control over to Mackay Morgan. He gets it in there to Spearnack, back to Maroney. So good quick movement as Maroney goes with that low shot just to the left of the goal. But a good job of moving the ball around and constantly keeping that Vineland defense out of position. That's one of the big reasons why you're looking at this Sterling team right now with an 8-6 lead as they get the pass to the outside, goes wide to the right side. I believe that was number 6, Tony Klein, with the shot. As you look at Mackay Morgan right now, gets it behind the net. Takes it out, gets it to Klein. Klein goes to Michael Del Bono. They bring it out to Maroney. Maroney gets it over there to Ryan Maroney. Justin Maroney to Ryan Maroney. Back to Justin Maroney. A shot. Nice save there by the Vineland goalie. A low shot. He went down to get it, stopped it. Strong gets a rebound, but looks like the goalie's going to cover it up, and he's going to get it out there. Sterling with West fighting out with a Vineland forward. And then number 24, Andrew Peak, gets control of it. He's gone the other way. He gets hit. And they're going to give Sterling possession. Decent crowd on hand here in a very windy day. Some kids coming from softball, and you see just other parents out here on hand. Maroney defending in midfield. Maroney doing a good job controlling the ball in the offensive end of midfield and also defending, and you see it right there, and I think he might get called for a penalty.
That's going to be a penalty on Vineland. It looks
Wow.
like an unsportsmanlike too on Vineland.
So
That's on the captain, Henry Garten.
Okay, so we're at a man advantage right now, correct? And we're going to go to a 2-man advantage, I believe. Thought we were on a man advantage.
You got to miss it. Yeah, he got a legal body check, and then he's got a.
So great opportunity here for Strong.
Then he got a misconduct call, and I believe that was a warning, is what the referee said. Maroney giving it to Mackay Morgan.
And you see Maroney, Justin Maroney,
Passing it over
it
to
goes into Spearnack. And they get it to Ryan Maroney. A low shot, another good save. Couple nice saves by the Vineland goalie on a couple shots there.
Yeah, Sterling doing a nice job with the man advantage of getting nice opportunities here and nice shots. You know, that's something that we've really taken advantage of, and when we've been a man down, we've really been limiting the opportunities Vineland can take. So we definitely getting the better part of the opportunities here when we're shooting.
And I guess the like I say,
Man
more
advantage.
opportunities you get, better chance you're going to have
Sure.
to cash in. Only makes sense. So you look at the Sterling right now, move things around the outside, kind of taking their time moving around there. You can see a good pass through traffic, just high. One of the few shots that have gone high. Everything pretty much has been down low.
Yeah,
That
it was
one by
Mike.
Mike Del Bono.
Yeah, it
sailed
sailed on
high.
Mike a little bit, yeah. Well, the goalie's been doing a real nice job of eating up some of the low shots. So Mike taking the right.
And there's a shot.
There's a shot by Jacob Spiritoso.
Yeah.
Took a sidearm shot there.
Is that
That's a goal.
Jake Spearneck with the goal.
That was Jacob Spiritoso, yeah.
Spiritosa, sorry.
So that was a goal.
Spiritosa gets the 9th goal for Sterling. So Sterling doing a good job taking advantage of that. And that one, Sean, we saw some low shots. Majority low shots. We saw a high one sail. That one looked like it was about waist high.
Yeah.
And he was able to.
Well, Jake did a nice job at changing levels. When you look at the here, like we've been taking some low shots, but when we take the low shots, we've been taking it from an overhand position.
Gotcha.
Jake did a nice job of dropping like almost like 3/4 to halfway and taking that shot and just taking and Vineland goalie not taking not getting a good look at it, I guess. You know, so it kind of obscures the view. And Mike Del Bono did the right thing. Is that, you know, he was trying to go high. The ball just sailed on him a little bit.
Raheem Mack is going to take the face-off. Face-offs have been taken either by Maroney or Mack. And Timmy Hall gets the ball around, showing that great speed, gets going by people as he comes into the Vineland end over to Justin Maroney.
Yeah, Tim's been very good as
Ryan Maroney, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tim's been very good this year as far as using that speed and actually getting penalty calls in the other team, because that speed is a little unnerving for the defender. So they're getting a lot of slashes and a lot of holds there.
And
As
we're
you
going
can
to
see,
get a penalty here.
as Mackay Morgan takes a goes around, looks like they're getting a hook call. I don't know. We've got a slashing call on Franceschini. So again, Sterling with the man advantage. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Right now, they've been getting very good opportunities here when they've been up a man. So, like I said, their special teams have really been performing here. Spiritosa behind the net, throws it out to Ryan Maroney, and takes it to Justin Maroney. Pass to Timmy Hall. There's Ryan Maroney again.
Quick shot
Nice.
and a goal.
Yeah, nice low shot by Justin Maroney. Again, another one where he actually comes down and almost takes it from like a, for lack of a better word, a sidewinder shot. So not coming from over the top, take it nice and low. And like I said, Vineland's goaltender having a hard time picking that up. And right now you're seeing the a little bit of, you know, the lack of success Vineland's had over the years starting to settle in. You see it in the body language,
Yeah.
and they're really getting a little dejected. So Sterling really needs to capitalize on this.
And Sterling
Finish it
Sean
up.
coming up with 4 unanswered goals. You've got to feel like at this point, we talked about it earlier, that depth is a big problem. And you look on the side, I mean, Sterling just can wheel different people in here. I'm sure
Yeah.
Vineland's a little worn down right now, but give credit to Sterling with their movement of the ball, positioning, and just playing aggressive on the offensive end and getting themselves a 10-6 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking advantage of and they're really taking advantage of the opportunities. Like I said, when they're a man up, they're really coming down. There's a shot here, and I think Vineland's going to get another push. And again, you see this as, you know, as I mentioned before, Timmy Hall getting a push here, using that great speed. And I think he got a push from behind. Or we got a cross check, I believe it's going to be a call.
And again, we go back to the depth, and having to chase a kid like Timmy Hall constantly when you're not getting many breaks is just really going to wear you down. And, you know, they're not going to have that extra step where they can get on somebody close. And because of that, I think Sterling, in addition to the good ball movement, is really making a lot of space for themselves on the Vineland end of the field, taking advantage of it.
And Finelli off the field with the penalty. And like I said, yeah, it shows you the level of speed. Somebody as talented as Finelli is committing penalties, you know, just because of the speed factor there. Nice job by Timmy Hall.
Sterling right now patient, but aggressive at the same time with the lead, and they go to Spiritoso.
There's Tony Klein coming out to the side corner. Spiritoso comes back to Klein. Takes a sidearm shot and beats the goalie.
And Klein scores. Boy, that was a lot like Maroney's shot.
Yeah.
Man, the movement and forcing the goalie to shift, and you're moving over there. You don't, with a quick shot, you really don't have much of a chance.
And again, you come to see, and you see a team like Vineland who doesn't have very much depth and doesn't have very much success in their program's history. You can see that mentality start to seep in. You know, they're not believing they can win. And Sterling, with that belief system, is really taking advantage of it. So credit Sterling for keeping the pressure on and really being patient, moving the ball around and taking advantage of the opportunities they have.
And a good team effort. You know, when the ball occasionally goes on the back end, you see them get control, win one-on-one battles. And, you know, and with most of these goals, there's 4, 5, 6 guys right before the goal touching it, and with quick passes, get Vineland out of position. And then a good final shot and closing.
See, once again, Timmy Hall picking up the ground ball in the middle. Raheem Mack took the face-off. Gets it over to Ryan Maroney. Gets back up to Justin Maroney. And that's one of the most impressive things, especially with this inaugural season with Sterling, is generally when you look at most teams, they have 1 or 2 kids who are kind of threats to score or take a shot. When you look at Sterling, we actually have about 4 kids who who can put the ball in net and then score and really puts pressure on the defense. As Del Bono comes in and takes a shot, and he scores.
Yeah, Del Bono wanted that one. He had a couple of opportunities, sailed high. He's really played a great game, and boy, he's deserving of a goal right there. One of the guys who just moves the ball around. And again, Sean, we're calling different names here, scoring goals, and that tells you all you need to know about what these guys do as a team.
Absolutely. Yeah, a great job there by Sterling. They said Del Bono's, and much like basketball and much like soccer, if nobody's going to stop the ball, you take it right to net. And that's Vineland didn't step up, and Mike really took advantage of it. So good job by Michael. I believe that's his 2nd goal of the year. He already has a couple,
he's good.
I believe he also has a couple assists today too.
Yep, 2nd goal, and I'm not sure, but I'll take your. I would believe he'd have the assist because he's in the middle of a lot of
I believe
good
at least
things
has
happening.
2 assists today. So we've got a kick ball here, and the ball is going back down to Sterling here. Again, as Raheem Mack once again takes the face-off. Coming off to the field is Joel Beltran, and coming on is Timmy Hall and Ryan Maroney. Timmy Hall's taking it to the net. Takes a shot, blocked. I can't tell who blocked in front there. Ball comes back in. One of the nice things that bodes well for Sterling is majority of the offense and the stuff that's happening are from underclassmen. So they're all coming back. Spiritoso, a freshman, Timmy Hall, a sophomore, Ryan Maroney, a sophomore, Justin Maroney, a junior, Del Bono, a junior. So a lot of these kids are coming back, and so you're not having a whole lot of offense graduating here.
Yeah. Spiritoso, a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Score.
Vineland comes down in transition. Ball thrown wide here. Vineland now has the ball.
And Frank Hartman's had a little bit of a break here because all the action up until right now has been down the Vineland end, and they get a shot. And as Vineland gets a goal, I can't see who scored.
Yeah, I believe that was number
8. Is that 8?
No, I believe it was number 5. I think that was Garten.
Garten with the goal. Okay, so Garten gets his.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that Finelli?
It says number 6 actually, but I'm not sure. I don't think we had the number 6 listed there, but it looks like it's goal.
Okay. Let's see. Well, in any event, they got their 7th goal, so
yeah,
still leaves 12 to 7.
Looks like number 6, and we don't have that on the roster, so I'm not sure who that goal is. So we'll call him Kevin Schulz, and we'll give him a.
That's good.
Goal.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to get my first career
Kevin Schulz with the goal there.
They just know from reading the score sheet. They don't know that it was a complete mistake. And
absolutely. Well, in between quarters, we'll find out. We'll give credit where credit's due.
Sure.
So transition here, nice, and there's Irma with the goal, and Sterling answers quickly right back. Again, and that's something that's demoralizing. You score a goal, you hopefully get Vineland hoping for a momentum change, and Sterling comes right back and takes advantage of a fast break and opportunity transition goal. Again, that's something that's really disheartening for a team that's struggling. So, but nice job by Sterling.
Yeah, it's just a great job in transition. And again, when Sterling's in transition, you're seeing a lot of opening in the field. And I'll go back to the depth issue in Vineland just being the team right now that's worn down, that's chasing. And give credit to Sterling. They're doing what they have to do in this situation and just taking advantage of it. So Sterling up 13-7, scoring only probably within a minute of after Vineland had scored.
Come down here. There's another Vineland player. We don't pass across the field. They turn the ball over. Again, it's number 1 in Vineland. We don't have that on our roster, so I can't tell who that is. So.
But good aggressive play by Sterling defensively. You saw Maroney, Timmy Hall, or I'm sorry, Raheem Mack and Timmy Hall.
Again, Raheem Mack, a freshman. You know, again, I mean, you just you know these kids are only going to get better. Makai Morgan coming down in transition. Makai coming down the net. Oh, looks for the open player.
Inside.
Just missed Del Bono with the pass. Nice job by Mack. Oh, nice back checking there. Spiritoso takes the ball away now. Tim Hall with the ball.
Getting physical right now. Good job by Timmy Hall, kind of fighting back, lowering the shoulder.
Yeah, loose ball, and Sterling goes to pick it up, and looks like Maroney tried to save it in bounds. Or excuse me, it was Del Bono saving it in bounds, and then Vineland picks up the ball. Again, and nice forechecking here by Sterling's midfielders. Really limiting the amount of transition that the Vineland's going to have here. We got a whistle here on the ball. We got a call, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty here on Andrew Peak as he's coming off the board. Unnecessary roughness, I believe the call was. I'm not sure. I was trying to pick that up. Like I said, we're a little too far away from the scoring table to hear. But Sterling now going to be down a man, and Vineland's going to have a man advantage here. They're trying to. Well, it's really been a disastrous third quarter for Vineland. They really haven't done much of anything. They scored 1 goal here, and Sterling's really taking control of this game in the third quarter.
Yeah, just under a minute left in this third quarter. Just checked over there.
Ball down on the ground here. As you see right there is a Vineland mishandled the ball, but got a push call on Tony Klein as they return the ball back. And there's a really a poor percentage shot by Vineland and taken up by Frank Hartman, who now holds the ball. Again, Sterling has done a nice job this year of scoring within the last minute of halves and games. Like they scored with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah.
And again, it's another one where they come down. Oh, just missed. Because he had an underhand scoop pass there.
Yeah, he would have by himself in on the goal.
Yeah, trying to hit Irmo in stride and just missed a little bit. So the ball comes back to Timmy Hall. So again, as Sterling, still a man down actually. Now the penalty's over and now the quarter ends. And a great quarter for Sterling here in the third quarter. As the score, I believe, now is 13-7. It's coming down as the group's going in, and Sterling in a nice position here as they're going to change quarters. As Vineland comes off the field. Yeah, real frustrating quarter for Vineland and a really nice quarter for Sterling. Sterling coming out and real strong third quarter there. And, you know, credit them with making some halftime adjustments going into halftime. You know, one of their better players was down, not sure if they were going to return, and Sterling did a nice job of, you know, adjusting in the third quarter and really taking advantage of man advantages here in their special teams in the third quarter.
Yeah, just an outstanding job and just playing with a lot of confidence. And we talked about the great ball movement. And again, at a risk of being redundant, just a quarter where everybody was involved in it, the defensive end, offensive end, multiple players with shots, and you could just see Vineland was overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sean, I may have gotten a few things wrong, but surprisingly, I got the score right.
There you go.
For now.
Okay.
We corrected, we looked at it, and my 13-7 score is correct.
Yeah, once you get above 10, we run out of fingers, so we gotta.
That's
gets
tough.
Gets a little
tough,
confusing
yeah.
for us.
and we don't want to take the shoes off, the toes. I'm impressed. I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying this. The first time I've been out here and seeing the boys play, but am very impressed with what they've been able to do with so many of these kids. You've got a couple kids that have some experience coming in, but for the most part, you're looking at a team that has kids taking on the sport for the first time.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're fortunate that our skill players have some experience, and it's really showing. And again, we have a team they're all coming back. So I mean, this is a nice situation for them.
Now, are the playoffs just to South Jersey, or is it state, or how are they doing that with lacrosse?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
Like I said, going through this for the first time and with all the COVID restrictions, I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah, you have your own stuff to worry about. I guess,
so I'm not sure what the most of the other seasons have kind of ended at the group level or the region level. So I'm not really sure.
And the others.
And again, this is one that Sterling, just coming in and being able to, we're really in a position now to take our division, even though it's a light division, it's a brand new division.
Sure.
For an inaugural program, I mean, this is inaugural season for a program. This is nothing but nothing but good things happening here.
Yeah, and not only that, as we look at Spiritoso
scores. Yeah. With a pass on from Makai Morgan.
Back here. And just, all the success is going to bring more kids out to the program. And not only that, younger kids see it, and they can get kids involved in club teams before they come in.
And this is really a fan favorite sport. All the schools I've been involved in that had it. I mean, this is something that you don't necessarily need to know all about lacrosse, but it's really something that captures your attention and captures your eye as you're sitting there watching it. So it's something, like I said, it's somebody you don't have to know anything about lacrosse, but you sit there and it's captivating, almost like when you watch ice hockey for the first time and you're sitting there look at all this action and look at all the things that are going on. So there's a lot of things that go on.
You're exactly right. Not only all the goals, but all the constant offensive opportunities.
Sure. The transition, the offense, and again, you can see that, and it's really, unfortunately, like I said, we're in a situation where there's not a whole lot of fans out here just because of the restrictions and the time of day and not having them. But this is something that's in the schools I've been involved in the past. Once the other team's practices or games are done, it's usually something that they go watch. So they come over and they watch the lacrosse games.
Well, to me, it's got three things. It's got speed, it's got its element of physicality, and obviously scoring, and a lot of scoring opportunities.
Sure, there's plenty of action, and you get to, and it's funny when you look at the collegiate level. Now again, when I was down there, when I was in college, it was a club sport. When I was down at Temple, but every time they had a game, they actually would tailgate, and the players would have food and they have everything else, and there's another goal here by Spiritoso. Nice job by I believe Maroney had the assist there.
That could be his fourth or fifth goal, not sure.
Yeah.
We got the overall score individually. Again, to what we were saying about a lot of times our vantage point isn't great for some of the ones going the other. And that one we could clearly see it with Spiritoso. Yeah. But a good job by him after being out for a little bit, coming in and not missing a beat.
With a non-COVID related injury,
right? And you're safe to verify that here.
There you go. So it's unfortunate I know a lot of times people ask when you're on the telecast, oh, what was the injury? But we can't discuss the nature of any medical condition. So
Right.
so I always go back to what the Flyers they have: upper body injury, lower body injury, non-COVID related.
Keep it general.
Yeah, keep it general. As Vineland picks up a loose ball here. Coming out, this is Garton with the ball.
And Garden was one of those ones that was really in the mix when they were scoring and getting offensive opportunities, but they've just pretty much kept him in check. And I think just the fact that they've had the ball on the Sterling or the Vineland defensive end most of the time kind of kept Garden out of the mix. But he's definitely a player.
Sure. That's another goal here
right there. That was by
Finelli, I believe.
That was Finelli. I believe that's his fifth goal.
Yeah, he's really been effective. But like you said,
strong up 15-8.
The best way to neutralize a strong offensive player is to make sure they don't have the ball. And Sterling's been controlling the ball the whole time. It's again, we use the football analogy sometime, but as you sit back there and you look at the football, the best way of reducing a potent offense is controlling the ball and the time of possession, and keep moving the ball down the field. And that's what Sterling's done.
I would say if you had a time of possession in that third quarter, it probably would have been about 12-3, and that might be giving Vineland the benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah,
been
absolutely.
Even more in Sterling's favor.
Absolutely.
Mr. Strauss coming here to join the broadcast. Okay, he's sayonara, just picking up his equipment. Mr. Strauss, have a great weekend.
Mr. Strauss did
Don't
a nice
get blown
job.
away.
They were setting up the promenade, and a special day tomorrow for Sterling is Sterling's prom. As we try to get back to somewhat normalcy, but Mr. Strauss was setting up the promenade, which if you can watch on Channel 19, there's a timeout on the field here. I'm not sure who called the timeout. But don't quote me, but I believe the promenade starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So if you can watch it on Channel 19 and get to see the, get to see your favorite students all dressed up and just to the nines and coming out for the prom. This year's prom a little bit different. It's going to be seniors only. It's not a junior or senior prom, and it's going to be held at Masso's over in Glassboro. And we're just, as adults, we're just happy for the kids because that sense of normalcy is just, it's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. I mean, and I feel bad. I mean, talking to Mr. Schulz, I mean, your son had missed some, so many special moments at the end of last year because of COVID. And, and I know as teachers and educators, we still feel like we owe those kids something, as an experience. Like, we want to invite those kids back for like a breakfast or a lunch or something, just to get them back in the fold and say, hey man, we're sorry you missed that. And we like to see that.
I will say though, the school did a nice job with everything they were able to do with the video graduation, and in a tough year, a tough situation, they made it a nice thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best they could.
And last year, I mean, like we've been fortunate as staff members that we got to present a high school diploma to our children in the past. But last year with the situation, all the parents got to present their children with the high school diploma. And again, that's special. That's something special. So Sterling here running a little bit of clock. Now, usually what happens here when you're ahead, I'm not sure what the time in the game is, you can run around within this midfield and you just got to pop in and out to start the clock. But once you get under 2 minutes, you have to stay in the offensive third. You can't go back into the, you can't waste time and go back into the mid part of the field. Oh, nice check there by Ryan Mulroney. Put the ball on the ground ball. Again, it's nice seeing these kids who've never played before coming out and just picking up little aspects like Ryan Mulroney running down the field and having a great stick check and picking up a ground ball. So now we got a penalty. I'm not sure what the call is here. I'm not sure. They're sending somebody off the field for Vineland. Oh, delay of game call. Yeah, so it's a delay game. It's a 30-second call here, and that call was on number 22, Franco Siri, another captain for Vineland.
What's that? Just laying on the ball, or is it just,
I'm not sure. Again, we were obscured by the
Sure.
players in front of you, so I'm not sure if he threw the ball away or not. I'm not sure what the call was. You see there as Sterling steps in. You have it at tag time where you have to get into the tag zone in a certain amount of time, or it's kind of a delay of game there. And there's another goal by Armo.
with a goal from way out.
Yeah, I mean that's almost like a three-pointer in basketball. Right?
Yeah.
That goal was right inside the.
Sterling up 16 to 8. Not sure if my pen blew out of my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not a game for to keep a scorecard.
Nah. So we're just going to keep that in our head. 16 to 8. Goal by Mike Ermel from way out.
Yeah, nice shot by Mike Armo. And again, if you're somebody who follows Sterling sports throughout the year, Mike Armo, an integral part of our basketball and soccer programs, and now the lacrosse program. It's a ground ball here. Ball's trying to picked up by Raheem Mack as he's trying to come in the offensive third. As he comes in, Raheem takes a shot. Oh, and it's blocked down in the front by Vineland's defense.
And Sean, you'll be happy to know my pen reappeared.
There you go, blew back. Oh, Sterling with an opportunity by Ermo, and he threw the ball out. There was a nice interception behind the net there by Tony Klein, who passed it out to Ermo. Shot just a little wide. Tony Klein with the ball here behind the net.
And I thought it was windy about 10 minutes ago, and I didn't think it could pick up even more, but
Yeah.
it's definitely picking up.
Yeah, we'll definitely be having some Wizard of Oz references here pretty soon. Kai Morgan takes the ball in. Again, Sterling being very patient here, knowing that they don't need a goal, and just kind of just waiting for the prime opportunity to arrive and not trying to force anything. Veroni takes a shot and throws it.
Sterling up 16 to 8.
Yeah, and pretty soon I'm sure you're going to be seeing Coach Wiley getting the seniors in here on senior day just to just to show them some appreciation. Like I said, this is a club sport for a couple of years, and everybody was kind of in a bad position last year from not having a season. So those kids sticking it out really says something about these kids. They really come out and do something new and really lay the groundwork for what will hopefully be a successful future here for the lacrosse program. But again, Sterling very patient here. There's Timmy Hall coming down. Throws it back up. Maroney, got the ball now. That should be that should have been a push because there was a loose ball there. Ball down on the ground here as Vineland picks up a loose ball. Again, but this is a great back checking here by Sterling. Let's get the ball away. Spiritosa throws across, trying to find Tony Klein. And we got a call here. Tony Klein looks like he was in the crease. So Vineland will pick up the ball. Tony Klein with some great forechecking there. Picks up a loose ball. He comes down and looking for somebody as he's running the ball. As he brings it out in front of the net. Passes to Spiritoso. He goes back to Mike Del Bono. She throws around and Timmy Hall picks it up. Timmy taking a nice run to the net. Looking for the open man. It's Spiritoso, who fakes a shot, does a nice pirouette, then scores. Another goal by Jake Spiritoso, excuse me.
And That is the 17th goal for Sterling. Unofficially, the 5th goal for Spiritosa. Could have more, not sure. Like I said, a few of those were bunched in. We couldn't quite see. But we're at the 5-minute, about the 5-minute mark here. Sterling obviously holding a commanding lead.
Yeah, as they make some wholesale changes here, Jack Sheen, a freshman, coming onto the court here, coming onto the field. So playing in the offensive third. So again, he's another freshman who's coming out. Yeah, we think it's windy here, but Sheree, our camera person, is standing up.
She's really doing a great job up there, Sheree, as always.
She's like a weatherman in the middle of the hurricane right now.
One of our top tech crew members.
Absolutely. Kudos to Sheree Coffey here. Got a penalty. I'm not sure what the penalty is here, or that was a flag. I don't want to say it's a penalty. I'm not sure what he's calling. See some players coming in and off the field. As Jeremiah Davis is on the field there. Jeremiah Davis, one of our wrestlers, who I believe got a penalty called on him. So as Vineland has a man advantage right now. Comes down as a pass through. Okay, low percentage pass there, trying to hit Garton, and it goes out of bounds. Now Sterling will take over. So it's going to be Sterling ball. Again, this is going to be one of the frustrating things here. Like when you're down a man, or excuse me, when you're up a man advantage, now the other team has the ball. So you really have to do some forechecking here to try to get the ball back. And Timmy Hall using that great speed of his, going up and down the field here. Actually, almost looking like a little cone drill against Vineland there. So Sterling is too many men in the offensive end here, even though they're a man down. So they're gonna turn the ball over. Again, Vineland with a low percentage pass, almost like a desperation pass, trying to get up the field. Sterling doing a nice job. The ball picked up by Vineland, back behind the net, and Sterling does a nice job of keeping the pressure on. Again, you're going to see some names out there. I believe that's Troy Mullins out there, number 88 on defense. Ball on the ground, Jack Sheen fighting for it. Kicks the ball across and picked up by Spiritosa, who actually he was de-sticked there. And the ball coming down to Maroney. Oh, pass across to Sheen, who mishandles the ball. Gets the ball back to Maroney. Ball in the middle to Spiritosa. It looks to Ermel. Fakes high, goes low. Nice save by the Vineland goalie.
17-8 to score with about 3 minutes left. Vineland brings it up. This is great. Chris Fennell, he's had a few goals of his own. Passes over to the other side. Coach Wiley getting a lot of the players in here on senior day in the last few minutes. Roughly about, let's say about maybe 2 minutes, 30 seconds left here in this game. An outstanding day for Sterling. They had 17-8 coming on with the barrage.
Yeah, absolutely.
After tying it up at 6, then having a couple goals right at the end of that first half, Sean, and I think that was the difference. That really turned the tide, and they've never looked back since that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason McFalls checks into the game, back behind the net. Again, Mason, one of our seniors. Now again, Sterling can hold the ball out here until it gets under 2 minutes. Once it gets under 2 minutes, they have to be in front of that little timeline to the end of the game out. So right now they can kind of run the clock a little bit. There's a little mishandle of the pass here as Spiritos in the middle. Mike Armo picks the ball up. Mike Armo's really taking lacrosse pretty well. Again, when you look at it, and you know, if he's somebody who can develop a left-hand shot, he could be really, you know, he really could potentially. I mean, he's already a very good player, but then you're looking at some of the, you know, maybe one of the top players in South Jersey if he keeps developing that left shot.
Yeah, Mike looks like he's still getting taller. Every time I see him, he looks like he's getting taller.
Yeah.
I told Coach Barringer, I said you could have a 6'5" forward by the time he's done. Well, again, a great senior day for Sterling now, as you were just saying, Sean, getting some of the seniors in here. Cannot have that much more time left. You see Maroney going out to the middle.
Yeah, he was going to try to load up for a backhand shot and lost the ball. Ball's here as Mike Armo picks it up. Again, you have to be happy with performance today.
No question.
Coming down and you know, even though Vineland doesn't have a huge team, it is one of the larger schools in South Jersey. So
Right,
I mean,
right.
like, you're coming down and you're beating one of the larger schools in South
And
Jersey.
I think they're in it pretty tough. I believe Hurley Spirit Mainland.
There's a score there by Kai Morgan.
Kai Morgan. The 18th goal.
Yeah, they're in a very tough division. They're playing Mainland. They're playing Cedar Creek. You know, I mean, all those shore conferences. Absegami, I believe, is in that division. Maybe Egg Harbor Township. Are they down there as well? And Middle Township.
Middle
I believe.
Township. Cedar Creek, Absegami.
Yeah, Mainland and Absegami. So, I mean, they're in a tough conference. Sterling's getting some other players on the court field here. As Sean Brandley is coming on. And Jeremiah Davis is going to take the face off. Then we have Quinn Hughes is stepping onto the field. Quinn, a sophomore, playing with the long stick. Loose ball here as Brandley goes to pick it up. He gets knocked down. Ball up in the air. Brandley loses possession of the ball as looks like we have a push against Vineland, so it's going to be Sterling ball. Yeah, those are the type of hits you feel the next day. You don't, at the time you're in the middle of the game and you feel all right, then tomorrow you're like, oh, that's a little sore. Why am I sore? That's going to be the, that's going to be the hit. That's going to be the hit that brings that soreness tomorrow.
Sean checks on Mike Herbal over here. And we get a penalty in that far end. Can't have too much time left as you see the Vineland player move right on in. Sterling up 18-8. That'll do it. Sterling comes away with a big 18-8 win over Vineland. I'm assuming it's over, or they? Okay, a couple seconds left here. Okay, so they're just kind of finishing this off. 2 seconds left. So that'll do it. Sterling on senior day comes away again with a big 18-8 win over Vineland. We're going to take a short break and be back with the post-game show right after this message.
It's chilly.
Oh, windy, windy, windy.
Plus.
All right. Now, Sheree, I'll bring the headset out. Let's see here. What's that?
I said, let me see if I can get the camera over here and then just like have you guys right here.
Okay, that's fine. That'll work. I want to make sure we have the sound. Yeah.
Alright, I'll put the camera up here.
Okay.
Right here, so then I'm gonna lean down.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure. Okay. Is that good? Are you gonna hear anything?
I'm gonna set it, the headphones right here. Actually, you just stand with it.
I'll stand here. Yeah. And then I'll have them stand. I'll stand here, and then I'll stand over there to see. Or do you want me to? Do you want me to just bring them over next to me?
I got you gotta be able to camera view, but
Okay.
also
Or you know what I'll do? I'll hold my hands out where they would be.
because you just need this, right?
Yeah. So.
Ah, that sucks.
That should be long enough, right? You think you could bring it
If I
down?
can bring the camera, because we got this bar in the middle,
Oh.
which kind of messes everything up.
Ah. Are you able to turn it around and shift it over? Or see what you can do. How's that? Is that works?
This right here,
Bring it back up?
yeah, how far can you back up?
Like right about here.
Alright, this is how it's gonna have to be.
Okay.
Like literally just you two, like your heads. We're right here.
Oh, it goes from my waist up? That's to my head?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Right here. And I put them right next to me here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put this down.
was the final score?
18-8. Can you tell if everything's still working?
I gotta go. I gotta put on the mic.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. We might not have to be able to. Anything on? Can you hear if it's on? It's on? Okay. All right.
You can hear through this, right?
What's that?
Put those on. You can hear that, right?
Yeah.
Also, Tony Klein too, talking about like the culture of help establishing this program and stuff like that.
Yeah, get who you want to get.
Check. I can hear it. Sure.
You can
Yeah.
hear through this?
Yep. Okay. Are they going to talk into that? And I'm going to see if. All right. Let's see, where is. Cause yeah, we're ready for you, Coach. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Who we got?
I just need
We got
to
Justin.
hear so I can get his mic.
Justin, right? Justin. Okay, Justin. Let me just come over here. Let me get this. All right. Look up. Okay. All right. We ready? Okay. Okay, we are back here with our stars of the game. We'll first talk to Justin Maroney after a big 18-8 win. And, geez, Justin, what a job by you guys out there. First off, what was the key? First, you guys were down 2-0, and it seemed like you guys really took advantage of those last two goals, the momentum you got from last two goals right before the half. And never look back. What turned things around for you guys?
I really think what turned around was we were trying to be selfish at first, just trying to be like me, instead of just actually doing a regular offense. I mean, when our offense is really moving, we're really good, especially when Jake's touching the ball, Mike's touching the ball, and I'm touching the ball, just moving around. I mean, once we scored, it just starts it off. We normally, for the past couple of games, having a slow start, but I mean, once we get that first goal, we're just moving, just keep it moving, and just keep moving the ball. I mean, they had a couple good kids on defense that were a little quick, but once we found like the weak kids on the defense, just kind of like spotted them out.
Yeah, and the thing that really just stuck out to me from what you just said was the fact that the unselfishness really was evident in that second half. It seemed like on a lot of those goals, you would have 4 or 5 guys control it for the last like couple seconds before the goal. It was just great movement. Talk about that.
Yeah, especially for some of my goals, the one play at Syracuse, a lot of kids were touching the ball, moving it, even cutting across. I mean, even Mike set me up a couple of times. It's kind of just like moving the ball, trying to go to my forehand, not forehand, but like top hand, just shooting. But like for our offense, we need space, and then Jake finishing inside. I mean, it's one of the best players I've seen in a while. his finishing side's kind of insane, but it's all about space. I mean, it's all Wiley's been talking about is you spread the field out and they crunch in. It's kind of hard. But if we spread it out all the way, I mean, nobody can really run with us. We got a couple kids that are just speedy, like Timmy, Makai. They just run right past kids. You just got to use that to your benefit.
Yeah, and it was evident. On the broadcast we were saying about the space you created in that second half. You didn't have that. You were bunched together in the first half, and I guess the great movement. Has that, like, if you look at the first game till now, has that even progressed at a fast rate?
Yeah, you could definitely tell from that first Woodstown game, especially even myself. It was my first ever game playing lacrosse. Little nerves. A lot of kids had the nerves. I mean, we got told we were playing a really good team, which they were a really good team. The nerves, we were all bunched up. All the goals were coming from the inside, but if you look at our goals now, all of them come from the outside, moving the ball, someone cutting in, scoring, or just coming from the outside and getting the shots, keeping them low. I mean, we're facing a lot of big goalies, especially that goalie today played really good. Facing a lot of big goalies, you got to shoot low to score.
Yeah, and that seems like what you guys did. Well, Justin, great job, and hey, best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks for coming on with us, pal.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Okay, who are we going to get here? Tony? We got Tony? Who do we got? We're going to have Chris come on. Chris, our goaltender and our Channel 19 expert wrestling analyst. Talk about what you guys were able to do today as a team and how the team has gotten better from game one or even from the beginning of the season, the first practice till now.
Well, we have a lot of first years on the team, so at first we were a little bit, we needed a lot of improvement, but now everything just seems to have started to click. Everyone's doing a lot better, everyone's working together a lot better, and everyone's just working so much better as a team. We're communicating a lot more, and I feel like we can do really big things.
Yeah, and you being a goalie, you have to like the way that you guys put those shots low. Certain shots were up a little higher and really changed the levels, but made it difficult for the other goalie. Talk about what you guys were able to do on the offensive end.
Well, low shots are always something that you want to go for, especially with an example when I was on the field, they were going for low shots, and low shots are definitely not my strong suit. So, yeah, usually the low shots are the best ones to go for. It's kind of hard to get those at times because there will be times where you'll throw it a little bit too low and it'll bounce off the ground, go over the net, stuff like that. But usually going for the low shots are some of the best stuff that you can do. Going high is still effective, but if you can go for a low shot, that would probably be preferred.
Yeah, and we're talking about from a technical standpoint, but just from a team attitude standpoint, it seemed like you guys never got down, even though you got down on the scoreboard, you didn't get down on each other, and we're just re-energized as the game got going. Is that just the team just picking each other up?
Oh yeah, it definitely is. We're definitely a very family-oriented team. We always try to push each other, try to lift each other up. We're not trying to put each other down when we make mistakes. We're always trying to pat each other on the shoulder, say you'll do better next time, then push each other to our limits during practice to make sure that we try to buff out those different problems that we may have.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's all part of, I think every successful team has that as a character trait. Chris, man, thanks for coming on with us. Great job, and best of luck the rest of the way, pal.
Thank you.
Okay. And who else do we have here? Who else are we going to get here? We have Tony Klein. Tony just picked this up. Hopefully we don't get blown away by the end of the interview. First off, how long have you been playing lacrosse?
I'm playing lacrosse for 6 years now.
Okay, so you're one of those guys that has experience.
Yeah.
And we were saying it. I don't know if this is the case, but is it a situation where with so many new guys, obviously you have the coaches, but are the guys like you who have experience almost like assistant coaches out there helping out the players?
Yeah, so this year with all the new kids coming along, I know Mr. Wiley has a lot on his plate, so I took it upon myself. Like, if I saw a kid struggling, I went over and worked on him with a little bit one-on-one, and then, like, someone would come to me for questions, and I felt like I earned that, so I would just work with them.
Yeah, you've gained that respect. They see you play. They know you have a lot of knowledge about the game.
Yeah.
One thing Coach Wiley had said is that his goal for this team was to get better every day and just maintain a good attitude. And it seems like this team just plays hard.
Yeah.
And from what he said, practice is hard. We're not here. Is that something you see as a player that's a big part of the team's success?
Yeah, he's never engraved it on us. He's like, all right, guys, I want you to win, win, win. He just get better. Better at your ground balls, better at your shooting, better at running the ball up and back in your passing and catching. I mean, the practices, we do go over all that, and it is hard. He pushes us, but, I mean, it's good work for us, especially with all the new kids and getting everyone accustomed to the game. It's really good work.
And the thing I'm impressed with, I know I mentioned it to Justin, but is the movement on the offensive end, the ball movement, the passing. For a team that has players that have just picked up the sport, are even you a little bit amazed at how you guys have gelled as a team?
Yeah, it's crazy to see that some of the kids, like you said, that just picked up a stick for the first time are swinging the ball around like they've played 4 or 5 years, and they're communicating with us, and it's really cool to see.
And what is it that you like about the sport?
It's a big team thing. Like, you can't take on the whole team like by yourself. Like, it can't be me just versus Vineland. You got to work together as a team, and it builds a bond with everyone. Like, everyone enjoys playing, everyone enjoys coming out and competing. Who's got the most goals? Who's got the most assists? That's what I enjoy about the sport.
Yeah, and it seems like that's the vibe I'm getting and talking to people about this team. What's ahead for you guys coming up?
I think we have Highland on Monday and Timber Creek on Tuesday.
And have you played? They're in your division. Have you already played them?
No, we haven't played them
yet. Okay.
So they should be close games like the one today. So we'll see.
Well, that's good, and it's exciting action. I'm sure the fans had a great time watching you guys. You had senior day.
Yeah.
Tony, great job today, and thanks for coming on with us, pal.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Who do we got here? Jacob? All right. You'll be fine. First off, how is your you were out for a little bit. How's your injury?
It's good,
okay?
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, just rolled it a little bit.
Oh, okay, good. I saw you didn't look good coming off, but Mr. Clanky does a great job. Got you up and running.
Yes.
So, we were talking to Tony. Tony's a guy who has 6 years experience, and we were told you started when you were 7 years old.
Yeah.
And we were impressed with what you were able to do. Obviously, you have a lot of experience. What's it been like being a freshman on this team, with seeing this team have the type of success that they've been having?
It is amazing. I mean, not only for me, like everybody. I just love how their effort is. It's just their attitude and effort. It just clicks with everybody. It's like we all connect. It's really good.
Now the way it's clicking, the way you guys are connecting, you obviously had experience playing. You're coming in as a freshman. Did you expect to be in this type of situation with this team?
Not at all. I had no clue what to expect. It's like I knew it was like going to be the first season. I thought things were going to start off rough. We weren't going to have that many wins this year, but then everything just came together, and it's amazing so far.
And it seems to me, and I talked to Tony about it, but usually if you're coming in as a freshman, you're looking for leadership from guys above. But I have to think, as a guy who's got a lot of experience, you're leading scorer in the team. Have you taken on a leadership role even as a freshman and helping some of the other players?
Yeah, I think I have. It's not like grade matters on this team.
Right.
Like, it's just they take what you have to say and then they put it in the game. And same with me. Like, if somebody has something to say to me, I'll take it into consideration and then put it into my game.
Yeah. I usually don't try to ask the same question. I asked Tony the same question I asked you, but I feel like your perspective is a little different being a freshman coming in. But it was pretty much the same answer that he gave, is that you're trying to help out, and it's a team thing. Everybody checks their egos in at the door, and it's just got to be great being part of a group like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, do you feel like this is a springboard for getting more kids from the school out? And are you going to be, obviously, a scorer, a player, a little bit of an assistant coach? Are you going to be a recruiter for the coach, trying to get some of your friends out?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Get them into it, maybe win a championship with them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I see the excitement in your expression.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob, thanks for coming on with us, man.
Thank you.
Great job. It was fun watching you guys play, and hey, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, pal. Let's put that right here.
Thank you
okay.
so much.
Well, and we got last but certainly not least, Haven't done this in a while, huh?
Yo, Kev, last time we did this was Thanksgiving Day.
That's right.
Collinswood, Sterling High School, wins in overtime.
I think the
Matt Minato, quarterback sneak for 2 yards, touchdown in overtime.
The maintenance guy from Collinswood's still yelling at us.
Yeah, wanted us to get out of
there.
there. That was a great day, 2014.
Okay, that was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Speaking of a lot of fun, boy, it had to be fun with what you guys were able to do today.
Yeah.
Coming out here, being down early.
Yeah.
But the way you played kind of matched what you were telling me about this team. These guys play hard. They play as a team. And it's just a great attitude these kids have.
Yeah. By the way, I got to give you credit for being out here on a Friday night, all this wind and blowing.
Don't forget Sheree.
Right. Outstanding job. We're blessed to have you guys. You guys do a great job.
Well, thank you.
But you know what?
It's a lot of fun.
It is. And you guys do a tremendous job. We're very lucky to have you guys. This team has a lot of character, has a heart, determination, desire, what we talk about. This is 3 games in a row that we went down. Yeah. They didn't flinch. They just kept battling back. And I love those. I mean, that shows you what kind of character we have with these kids here in Sterling, that they always want to keep fighting back. They don't start pointing the finger. They don't start blaming anyone else. They just keep swinging. All you got to do is play the next play. And that's all we preach here. And we were down by 2-3 goals, and they just kept coming back. And we finally got our rhythm going in the second half. And the kids started doing well. We started opening up a little bit. We're building confidence. You got to remember, a lot of these kids never touched a stick or a ball before. And it's new to all these kids. And it may look easy, but it's really hard to keep that ball while people are swinging at you, hitting you all day. But our kids are getting better, and that's our goal. Just get better every day.
And you had numbers out there. That's one thing, being able to get a lot of kids in there, keeping everybody fresh. It looked like at the end, that was one of the reasons you guys were able to create a lot of space in that second half and really take control of the game.
Yeah, we try to open up. We try to get fresh bodies. I mean, you look at our roster. We got 36 kids out here. You know, a program we just started 3 years ago, first year of varsity. We got 36 kids. And most of the teams you see we play against have 13, 15 kids. Yeah. We're going to play Highland on Monday. They have 12 kids. You know, so hopefully we wear them down and we're ready to go, you know, finish people off in the fourth quarter. But we got to keep giving these kids playing time and building experience. I mean, you think about it, look at our team. We got a couple freshmen out there are big time players.
I agree.
Jacob, our face-off guy. There's a guy like lacrosse is like basketball in the sense at basketball, if you score, okay, the other team don't get the ball. Let's go do jump ball again. Yeah. So you have opportunities to get the ball after the ball, like make it take it. And Raheem, a freshman, is doing a great job out there competing. And Tank's also doing a great job too. But Raheem's pretty special at face-offs. Right. And he's only a freshman. You know what's unique about this team? Players. We don't want to look ahead because we're just trying to get better each day. That's our goal. But we only lose like 5 seniors.
We were saying that.
So we got a lot of young guys.
And in a very short period of time, it's just the thing that was impressive to me, and obviously I'm totally new to this sport, is the movement and the way they, like before a lot of the goals, there would be 4 or 5 guys touch the ball within that 8 to 10 second part prior to the goal. And talk about the movement you guys have and the teamwork you're seeing from your team. There's no one player that's dominant that they have to go to the stop because they play as a team.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. We spread it out. We move the ball around. We got a lot of people that have the capabilities to score. You never like to see anybody get hurt. But Jacob, when he went down, I feel bad for the kid. Don't want to ever see anybody get hurt. But that was a chance for us to grow as a team where now who's going to step up for him? Because that kid has a knack for finding the net. And with him being out for a whole quarter and a half, it allowed some other players an opportunity to step up. Mike D today, he took, I would say, take it to the rack, just like basketball. He beat his man one-on-one and went to the rack and shot it. There's no hesitation. There's nothing. That was huge development by that young man in the last 2 games. He wouldn't have did that 2 days ago, and he hasn't had confidence in his shot. But today he took some great shots. Tank stepped up, took some good shots. So with a downfall, a negative, somebody getting hurt, I think that's going to help our team grow for later on down the year in key games. Somebody else got to step up. We're just on a one guy show here. We're playing as a team and we're building confidence. We got some young guys who, if they continue to work on their skills, you don't see a lot of speed out here like Timmy Hall and Makai Moore.
Transition.
Those two guys can run, man.
Yeah.
And one's a sophomore, one's a junior. And once they get those sticks goes down, they can be very, very special. Because we score a lot of points on transition. They do a really good job with
moving the ball.
Especially when you're wearing, and I feel like with moving the ball, you get teams chasing. That's going to wear them down even more.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that's where we can use our team speed. That's where we can also use our numbers in players. Because we're playing about 19, 20 guys, out there. And the more and more, I mean, we threw a couple freshmen in there late in the game trying to build confidence because they're right on that tweener. Are they varsity players or JV players? And we always say you get your opportunity, you got to step up. Next man up, you got to step up and go out and play and show us that you can play varsity. That's why it's important for us to get these JV games in. And I said that's the opportunity. You show us coaches that you can get some minutes in varsity games because the developments, that's all I care about. The development, getting better each game. I don't really care about these wins and losses. The kids do, but I just care about the development and us playing hard. That's it.
Well, you got to feel good. First of all, if you started the program from scratch, it was probably tough recruiting, getting kids out here. Now, with success, you're going to probably have kids talking to other kids. So your message is going to filter through. That's got to feel good for you.
It's easy finally.
Now,
because just like anything else, building a program. I mean, 3 years ago, these kids wanted to do it. So if anybody knows me, I'm not shy of talking to people. And we're going to recruit and get you out here. Just when I was the football coach, we had 70, 75 kids out there. We were just get them in the hallway, just grab them, let's go.
Yep.
And now that we're winning, there's a lot of kids, I'm playing next year, Yeah, well, okay, I hope, but hey, we'll see what happens. But we got our 36 we're happy with. We're going to continue to develop, continue to get kids coming in, and just teaching them the stick skills. That's all you got to do. You got to learn how to catch, cradle, and scoop. And Timmy Hall on face-offs today was key. Not only was Raheem really battling in there, but Timmy Hall coming from the side, scooping up that ball. 3 weeks ago, he wasn't able to do that. Now he is. And to me, that's what the big picture's about. His development and where he's going to be. That kid, sky's the limit with that young man.
Yeah, always the speed's there. That's God's gift, but getting the skills to go with it, you can see it really was great. Yeah. Well, Coach, I'll tell you what, great job. And boy, we had a lot of fun out here. And best
especially
of
with
luck
the weather conditions, man. Weather conditions, you guys don't stop. Nothing stops you guys.
Well, thank God we weren't covering a baseball game because we would have seen pop flies go out for home runs and whatnot.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But hey, we appreciate everything you guys do, and thanks for coming out. And I appreciate the school board for giving us the opportunity. I appreciate administration really supporting us. Mr. Sheehan was our principal at the time. He was very supportive. Our athletic director at the time, Mr. Claiborne, was very supportive of helping building this program. And the kids are having fun with it. That's the most important. It's about the kids. I got to show you my picture I just got today. Look at that. These are 4 guys, our first win. We won 8-7 in overtime. Awesome. These are 4 guys who started the program 3 years ago.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so
that's great.
Something I can put in my office right there. Memories, man.
That's a keeper.
Memories.
That's a keeper. Yeah. So.
But hey, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, go Knights.
Yep. Have a great weekend.
Right,
okay. Thanks. So that'll do it. Sterling comes away with a big 18-8 win. Falling behind initially, but boy, came on and played great. I know we had a lot of fun coming out here covering it. Sheree Coffee, boy, what a job in the win. Come out here. Yeah, she can come out here. And Sheree was the MVP for today for us. She just kept everything in line. We had the table blow over. Don't tell Mr. K that right now, but and just a great job up there fighting the wind with the camera. Thank you very much, Sheree. Have a great weekend. Hopefully we don't get blown away. Thanks, guys.
Good night.